best things I got from the University of Iowa was a commitment to excellence on the most microscopic detail. Imagine a piece of contemporary music with its extraordinary technical demands, but an audience that won't really know whether you're playing it right or not. The way I learned it here is that doesn't make any difference. You owe it to the score, the composer, the piece, the art form, and yourself to do it right, even if you're the only one who knows whether you are or not. When I came to Iowa City, it was like landing in 5th century BC Athens. People were thinking, they were doing, there was philosophy, there was action, it was all of the above. And that was just because I was a resident of the state and I went to the state school. And it is the single greatest professional bit of good fortune I've ever had.
Can you please tell us a little bit about your week of residence here? Some of the highlights and what your plans are.
It consists of working with students, with the percussionists here in the percussion ensemble. I'll do a solo recital and play on the gala of the University of Iowa Percussion Ensemble. And then as a culminating day, there are 3 concerts, a pre-concert talk/performance in the city park that will lead directly into John Luther Adams' Inukswit, a piece for between 9 and 99 percussionists to be done outdoors. And that evening I'll play with the Center for New Music pieces that I have commissioned or premiered.
If you had, just a short elevator ride with a student about to graduate with their doctorate,
right? That's a fantastic question, right?
What advice would you have?
As long as we can go from the 1st to the 5th floor, between it has to be a little bit longer the elevator ride.
Yeah.
But this is what I said to them yesterday. I said, everyone is interested in finding a life in music, but what if I could guarantee you that you would have one? Because frankly, you already have a life in music. You are already employed as a TA, you already have a career, you already are working in music, you are adults, and you're doing it. So first of all, acknowledge that. Secondly, that means that the more important question, rather than how do I make a life in music, is what kind of life in music do I want? Seeking a spiritual rather than a career quest, the closer you will come to actual success in the thing you care about. But making music is fundamentally a moral act. It's fundamentally an act about responsibility to the future. Because if you make music of any chronological generation, historical age, but especially contemporary music, you're imagining an audience in the future that will care enough about us to wonder what kind of art we made. And it is for them that we do this, not for a career, but imagine someone in the future, imagine an 18-year-old picking up a score and recording of a piece that you cared about and trying to understand you and the age and the time. And I feel that in a way that puts us in an ethical or a moral framework rather than a purely musical one.
Yeah, you're thinking of future generations often, aren't you, in your work?
Well, people cared for me when I was the future generation. That's the least I can do.